Welcome to the World Quantum Day by Career for Future team that is part of EduTV at Delhi Public School, Bangalore East. I am Pranav Guha the founder of CFF TV, along with Ms. Tanya Sethi and co-founder Omera Yusuf, a student of class 12. We organized the World Quantum Day for student of class 12 on 31st March 2022 to help them to understand the world of quantum and the possibilities of this revolutionary technology. With a great response from 275 students, we congratulate Ms. Manila Carvalho ma'am for her advocacy for quantum technology in her school, Delhi Public School East in Bangalore, the Silicon Valley of India. DPS Bangalore East is also the first organization in India to have conducted this session on quantum. With us, we have renowned speakers such as Professor M.M. Pant, Mr. Ashish Basu, former head of NIIT, and Professor Malika Arjun M. Kodabagi from Riva University. I would request Professor Pant, former Pro-VC IGNIU and an authority in AI and quantum in India, to enlighten the students. Over to you, Professor Pant.
Thank you, Pranav. And before I talk about, let me elaborate. You have simply announced this is Quantum Day. But people are curious why this is suddenly Quantum Day. Is it see, normally we have something on Ramanujam's birthday, Radhakrishnan's birthday. So when was quantum born? So it has got nothing to do with quantum's birthday. So the point is that many of you are aware that, for example, 14th March is celebrated as Pi Day, as something else, because pi is approximately 3.14 and so on and so forth. So last year, in 2021 April, a bunch of quantum scientists from more than 65 countries got together and said, we will celebrate World Quantum Day next year on 14th of April. And how did they come with 14th April? Just like 3.14 is an approximation to pi, 4.14 is an approximation to the value of Planck's constant expressed in electron volts seconds. So this is how they picked up on 4.14 and said 14th April should be treated as World Quantum Day. This is the first time that the World Quantum Day is being celebrated on 14th April. And hopefully this will be an annual feature, and people from all over the world are doing it.
Workshop about quantum computer.
Actually, quantum technologies are happening everywhere at a very fast pace. And this is what you will get to know more about and you will find more about. So the whole world is saying we need a quantum ready workforce. So how will we get a quantum ready workforce if there is no awareness? Can we wait for CBSE to introduce quantum in school? Can we wait for UGC to do or AICT to do a course on quantum engineering? Now we need, see, you have heard of electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, civil engineer, even IT engineers. But quantum engineers, where are they going to come from? And therefore, they said they must elaborate this and create awareness so that more and more people are aware that this is a very interesting field, promising field, rewarding field, and the field to go to. And as I said, I want to build, because there are other experts also who will tell you more about quantum, and I will of course pitch in whenever needed. But I want to tell you something else which is very important. All of you are aware of the glory of IITs. And I am privileged to be part of that IIT system. I have a PhD from Roorkee University, which is now an IIT. I taught in IIT Kanpur for about 10 years, from 1972 to 1980 or so. I was a member of the board of management of IIT Delhi for 6 years. And therefore, I'm very familiar with the IIT system. And I want to spend some time to explain to you, because you're the right audience. You're in class 12, etc. And many of you will be aspiring to go to IITs. you have to understand a little bit of why did IITs become so great? Now, before IITs were created in the 1960s, there were a lot of engineering education in India already. The Guindy College of Engineering is much older. It is probably the oldest engineering college outside of Europe. There was an engineering college in Banaras University. Roorkee was Thomson College of Engineering. There were at least significant number of engineering colleges across the length and breadth of the country. IITs were created in 1960s, but they transformed the meaning of education. In fact, firstly from a degree which was called Bachelor in Engineering, their degree was called BTech, Bachelor in Technology. So they first showed that they are beyond normal engineering. The other thing which is very important is, and this has a huge bearing for all the young people today, that the engineer of that time, and many of you wouldn't have seen such one, so you'll have to ask your father, uncle, grandfather, whoever it is, that engineers used to use something called a slide rule for doing calculation. So just like a doctor had a stethoscope, which was identification of his profession of a medical thing, the engineer had a slide rule which he carried for doing various calculations. But the IITians transformed from slide rule wielding engineers to computer programmers. IIT Kanpur had an IBM computer from US, IIT Delhi had an ICL computer from UK, IIT Chennai had a Siemens computer from Germany, IIT Powai had a Russian computer, but the point was that they all learned how to program. And this is why they became different from the rest of the engineers. What we are kind of suggesting to you today is that similar thing is now ready for quantum. People who will learn quantum early will be ready to move to the age of quantum technologies. And there is already a great demand. That is why this is happening. And now, for the first time in US, degrees in quantum engineering are coming up. So far, I think Australia, University of New South Wales has a BTech program in quantum engineering. Otherwise, quantum was only the domain of theoretical physicists. This is what is very, very important. And this is why students at school level should really take an interest, because that is the career they should think of. Just like people who in the 1970s, instead of taking civil engineering, took electronics or computer engineering, did so well in life. People who will now get into, try to be into quantum fields, they are going to be much more flourishing, thriving, wanted all over the world. China has a huge program in this. USA has a, Europe has, everybody has. Even in India, if you remember, pre-COVID budget, the finance minister announced something like 8,000 crores for quantum technologies for India. But then the COVID came and everything was forgotten. And we went to the traditional thing, just trying to cope with surviving. So this is one of the very important reasons. Let me spend some more time on explaining the IIT glory. So IIT Kanpur, I know a little more deeply and in depth, and I want to share with you something. Why was IIT Kanpur so interesting and different from the others? The reason was, so the IIT Kanpur was supported by the US by way of what is called the Kanpur Indo-American Program, which was a 10-year arrangement from 1962 to 1972. 9 very important institutions were part of this program. The MIT, the University of California, Berkeley, Caltech, Princeton, Case Institute of Technology, Carnegie Institute of Technology, Ohio State University, Michigan University, Purdue University. So professors from here actually mentored and guided the whole thing, and many of them were resident on campus to give the talks. What is even more interesting and related to our topic of today is, at that time, University of California, Berkeley was revising the physics curriculum. A new physics curriculum was created by the University of Berkeley and delivered in IIT Kanpur at the same time as it was delivered in the US. This is what made the IITians, and IIT Kanpur in particular, I would say, but other IITians also, problem solvers, willing to look at this, explore new areas, and so on. The same thing now is becoming true of quantum technologies. That people who will understand, appreciate, become well-versed in quantum early enough will do much better when more and more of these things happen. And as we go into the discussion, I'm sure people will ask and we'll give examples. And as the title of your thing is, we're talking of quantum computers. 2 years ago, Google declared what is called quantum supremacy. Quantum supremacy was a term created by John Preskill of Caltech, who said that there will be a time when a quantum computer will be able to do something which no classical computer can do. And 2 years ago, Google demonstrated for a given problem. It was an artificially constructed problem that the Google's quantum computer solved it in 200 seconds, but the fastest computer of the world would have taken 10,000 years to do it. This is the scale of efficiency of quantum computer, or the power of quantum computers to solve problems, unsolved problems. And the biggest challenges today are such difficult problems which even today's computers cannot solve. So the story is, in the 1970s, the set of people who learned to use programmable computers to do things which side rule could not do, ordinary calculator could not do, and therefore they flourished and thrived. Now we are talking of computers and people who know. So just like you learn a programming language, you learn a computer programming language. Just like you learn software, you will learn computer software. Just like you learn algorithm, you will learn computer algorithms, and so on and so forth. So I think with this overview, and this has application now everywhere, in medicine, in operations, in business, in finance, all over. Just like computers, you saw have impact all over the field. There is no field which is untouched by a computer. There will be no field where the toughest problems will not be solved by quantum computers. And that is why there's huge expectation. And people like US and China are treating it almost like a race. So just like at one time there was a space race and a nuclear bomb race, there is now a quantum race. And everybody is trying to put a lot of money, so much so that even private investment is happening. Earlier in research type areas, only government investment happened, no matter which country. Today, there are private companies which have gone for IPO. And private investors are putting money into quantum because this is what they expect. So this is why it is a very interesting time. And that's why the World Quantum Day is being celebrated. Today's focus has been put on quantum computing. And we have two other experts who will share with you more. And I'm very happy to come in at the end or answer any questions or whatever. My key idea is you should become a quantum ready workforce.
As you enter a new phase of life, you feel lost. The future seems like a blank space until you discover the passion within. Of the future is yours to paint. Welcome to a world of opportunities. Reva University, one association for many great careers.
Keep watching EduTV.
Well, I'm very grateful to EduTV.
Keep watching EduTV.
Keep watching EduTV.
शिक्षा के क्षेत्र की चीजों को जानने के लिए EduTV देखते रहिए.
I enjoyed being on EduTV and keep watching EduTV.
Keep watching EduTV.
EduTV is a very important partner in this journey.